Is there anything more ominous than a volcano threatening to erupt? The USA is one of the most volcanically active countries on Earth. While some volcanoes keep Americans on edge as they become aware of potential dangers, other volcanoes lie dormant, patiently waiting for their time to blow up. Scientists know that it is a question of when, not if. A recent National Volcanic Threat Assessment by the U.S. Geological Survey cataloged 161 volcanoes throughout the country, 18 of which are considered a very high threat. In today's video, we will explore some of America's most dangerous volcanoes that could erupt at any moment. Number 1. Kilauea, Hawaii. Kilauea is the youngest volcano on the island of Hawaii, but it is also one of the world's most active and most dangerous. Kilauea has erupted dozens of times since 1952, with almost continuous activity between 1983 and 2018. The long-lasting eruption in 2018 created streams of lava that destroyed some 700 homes. For 10 full years between 2008 and 2018, the summit of this shield volcano contained a lava pond, which gave off an intense gas plume. This pond once again formed after an eruption that lasted between December 2020 and May 2021, and fed yet another eruption which began in September 2021 and is still persisting today. On January 5, 2023, Kilauea began to explode, sending a burst of lava 164 feet into the sky and filling the crater with a thick layer of molten rock. The volcano is currently on orange alert according to the U.S. Geological Survey and is closely monitored by the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory. Number 2. Mount St. Helens, Washington. Mount St. Helens is the most active volcano in the Cascade Range and is also part of the Ring of Fire, a notorious region of volcanic and seismic activity that spans from the west coast of South America all the way to Alaska and the Aleutian Islands. Until its historic eruption in 1980, Mount St. Helens had a conical shape and was dubbed the Mount Fuji of America. But despite lying dormant since 1857, it had an explosive steam eruption on March 27, 1980, triggering an earthquake that registered at 5.1 on the Richter scale and led to a huge landslide. The impact was catastrophic. 57 people were killed and a 200-plus square mile area of trees was razed. The catastrophe spewed an ash cloud so large that it circled the globe and darkened the sky for hundreds of miles around the site. Because Mount St. Helens has produced 4 large explosive eruptions during the past 5 centuries, the U.S. Geological Survey maintains a robust monitoring program to detect signs of renewed unrest that are much likely to be repeated in the near future. Number 3. Long Valley, Caldera, California. You only need to stroll through the Long Valley Volcanic Center to see that it's a hub of volcanic activity, with wonders from geothermal pools to lava domes and steaming fumaroles. The Long Valley Caldera is one of the world's biggest calderas, measuring 20 miles long by 11 miles broad and up to 3,000 feet deep. The natural landscape located east of California's central Sierra Nevada mountains burst into life after a giant eruption around 760,000 years ago. Ongoing activity created features including the geothermal Hot Creek around 288,000 years ago, as well as Mammoth Mountain between 111,000 and 57,000 years ago. The most recent eruption here was just 300 years ago, while the area is frequently shaken by earthquakes. Despite the potential for total disaster if Long Valley erupts, nothing much is written about it. But in 2017, a documentary called Secrets of the Underground looked at the supervolcano and its recent activity. The show revealed that there are worrying signals of volcanic activity which point out to an impending eruption, posing an existential threat to the millions of people who live nearby. Number 4. Mount Rainier, Washington. With its dome-like peak casting a memorable silhouette across western Washington, Mount Rainier stands at a towering 14,410 feet above sea level. As well as being an active volcano, it's America's most glaciated peak, offering an adrenaline-pumping challenge for the thousands of mountaineers who climb to its summit each year. Although it hasn't had a significant eruption for around 500 years, it is considered the most dangerous volcano in the Cascades Range. That's because it's covered with such an immense mass of ice and snow that if even a small quantity is melted by an eruption, it could lead to enormous and highly destructive mudflows. This could adversely impact the 3.3 million residents in the Seattle-Tacoma area, but also the Columbia River drainage system flowing towards another 500,000 residents in southwestern Washington and northwestern Oregon. Number 5. Redoubt Volcano, Alaska. Located in southern Alaska's Chigmit Mountains, Redoubt is an active stratovolcano that most recently erupted in 2009. Between March 15th and April 4th that year, major explosions led to rock falls and small plumes of ash, and the size of the lava dome increased. The peak, which is considered one of Alaska's most dangerous volcanoes, was largely formed within the last 200,000 years. To get a sense of Redoubt's power, it gave off 23 major explosions between December 1989 and April 1990. During this eruption, a Boeing 747 was on an unlucky route through the ash cloud. Even high in the sky, the airplane still experienced full engine failure for a tense period before successfully making it to Anchorage. This infamous eruption created more than $160 million in damages and making it America's second most expensive eruption of all time. The potential for further activity poses a threat to 4 towns within 50 miles of the volcano and the city of Anchorage. Number 6. Yellowstone Supervolcano, Wyoming. Many features situated on the Yellowstone caldera draw in visitors from all over the world, including the Old Faithful Geyser, the vibrant Grand Prismatic Spring, and the enormous Yellowstone Lake. But beneath them looms a giant supervolcano. Though it is not expected to pop anytime soon, the Yellowstone supervolcano has proven to be unfathomably dangerous in the past. It has had 3 major eruptions in history. One occurred 2.1 million years ago, a second one occurred 1.3 million years ago, and the third one occurred 664,000 years ago. And while one study says that an eruption could blanket large parts of the Midwest in a layer of ash, the Geological Survey notes that it's far more likely that the volcano will have a hydrothermal or lava flow eruption, most of which are not highly explosive. Thankfully, the Yellowstone supervolcano has been dormant for 70,000 years and shows no signs of a brewing eruption. Scientists would expect months of seismic warning in advance of another significant explosion. Number 7. Mauna Loa, Hawaii. Though the Kilauea volcano on the main island of Hawaii erupted last year, it is not generally considered to be the most dangerous volcano on this set of Pacific islands. That honor goes to Mauna Loa, which is considered to be the world's largest active volcano. In late November 2022, Mauna Loa rumbled back to life. The explosion, which saw lava break to the caldera's surface for the first time in 38 years, caused around 250 million cubic meters of lava to flow from the summit, traveling up to 12 miles away. It was initially feared that the busy Daniel K. Inouye Highway would be blocked by flows, but they stopped a mile and a half short of the road. In general, Hawaiian volcanoes produce slow-moving lava flows that can destroy homes. What scientists worry about mostly are possible earthquakes and tsunamis triggered by unusually large eruptions. Otherwise, Hawaiian volcanoes tend to produce large creeping masses of hot lava and numerous fissures in the landscape, where sometimes poisonous sulfur gases are emitted. The long and unpredictable lifespan of volcanoes sees their destructive tales spread from legends to breaking news stories. Of the 161 volcanoes cataloged by the U.S. Geological Survey, these are the big dogs to watch out for. Though they may look solid, these beautiful and terrifying peaks can quickly reshape their image and the surrounding landscape. Enjoy them while you can, Keep your eye on the latest warnings, and when the time comes, get away from them as far as possible. What are your thoughts on America's most dangerous volcanoes? Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.